Well, in life they say it pays to be patient, and I have a great buyer for my Veyron. Good thing I didn't sell it at the auction. It's going to a new home, a new collector, so I'm happy that someone else will enjoy the car. So happy for him. And putting some fuel in there so he doesn't get stuck driving it back to home. The guy actually called me and said he wants to drive it home, and it's pretty far. I can't disclose it. Anyhow, let's put some gas in this baby, and transport's gonna be here in a few minutes to take it away. All right, let's fire this baby up. Selling a first generation Bugatti Veyron, it's gotta be one of the most difficult cars to sell in this market because so many amazing cars have come out, like the P1 next to it, the hybrid, that sells about the same dollar amount. Well, maybe not so much anymore. The P1s have gone up closer to high ones, even selling some for 2 million. The Veyron is still selling in the $1 million to $2.5 million. If it's got lower miles, probably a little bit more. But the reason it's expensive, it has 11 radiators, and I had to replace 2 of them at $34,000. So do the math. Tires, $37,000. Oil change, over $20,000, and you gotta do it every year. So you add all that up, and I don't know, most people that buy a Veyron, it's their first supercar, dream car they want to buy, and then they realize, whoa, this is more than they bargained for when they first get their engine light go on. I'm able to say it because I was one of those people. I bought my first Veyron long time ago, 2011, 11 years ago, and I experienced the heavy cost of maintenance. I was about to drop the ball and sell it, but I hung in there. I got a great deal on it. I think I paid $870,000 for my first Veyron. I ended up selling it for over $1 million, so I made a little bit of money. But still, with all the carrying costs, it's hard to make money on a Veyron. Now, Chirons, on the other hand, right over there, those come with 4-year warranty, fully covered except the tires, and that makes it a little bit less painful and gives you peace of mind. You got 4 years runway before you get a big fat bill. So those are trading for double, sometimes triple than what the Veyron sell. I'm still gonna miss this car. This is the first generation Bugatti Veyrons that came out and broke the speed limit. And in a few years, it's gonna be classic. And I can't believe this would one day be called a classic car. So futuristic. That's not to say I'm not gonna buy another Veyron with lower miles. This one has over 14,000 miles. But it's been fully serviced, it drives great. But you guys know me, all my cars have under 500 miles, most of them, and definitely under 1,000 miles. And I'm a collector, I like to take them to lunch, but I don't go cross country with my cars like other car enthusiasts do. It's just not me, but whatever rocks your boat. What do you think, Nate? Should we go for one last joyride? Hop in. All right, let's go warm up some tires. Anyhow, this car is classic. I'm gonna miss it. It's just very old school. The way they designed it, very industrial with the brushed aluminum center console, and pretty simple. You don't get a whole lot of buttons, and super fast. Still a 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds, and Chirons are doing 2.4. And that's a lot more horsepower. So the technology in this car is nearly perfect. Even after 22 years, they can't go faster than 2.4 seconds. There is some news out there that the Chiron Pure Sport and the Super Sport's done 2.2, 2.3, but that's not significantly faster than a Veyron that's 22 years old. And I'm gonna miss it, but like I said, I'll be on the lookout for a lower mile Veyron and one that's probably limited edition.
Now, when looking for another Veyron, what color are you thinking?
I don't know. It's got to be limited, kind of like my Rembrandt Bugatti. So it's got to be 1 of 3, 1 of 5, something super limited that's got a unique color combo. And obviously I'm gonna have to pay a lot more, but it's okay because it'll be a better fit in my collection. This is one I didn't obviously design. I bought it second hand, but everything in my car collection is super limited, except this car, which was still limited, but not super limited, right? I'm gonna make sure I get everything out of here. Wow, so this car was 12 US version Veyrons that entered the US, and that's pretty cool. And 41 Veyron made from the factory. So it was an early bird. All right, let me go get the charger. Here is my junk in the trunk. So these cars came with a little PDA Palm Pilot for the navigation. So for you to change the navigation, you have to actually connect your Palm Pilot, this little fella right here, and I don't even know if these things ever even work anymore, but that's a second key. And of course, you got the speed key and the manual for the car. And here comes my transport.
Have you come to the point where you're just numb about selling cars, or do you actually feel something every time you sell it?
I do. Every car is like a part of my family, you know? It's like selling your kid. No, maybe not quite like that, but you know what I mean? You build a lot of memories with these cars. So when they leave the nest for good, it's a little bit of a sad moment, but I was adopting new kids, so it's a revolving door. Extra key, a speed key, charger, everything, manual in the front, everything. One more thing about this car, this is the car that got me into the Bugatti brand. My friend used to drive this all the time, actually came to my house parties a couple of times, and everybody raved about, who owns a Bugatti Veyron? I didn't know how big and significant Bugatti Veyron is in terms of supercars or hypercars. A few years later, my buddy asked me, the original owner of this Bugatti, if he could store his Bugatti in my garage. And back then I had SLRs, at Rolls Royces, Porsche Carrera GT, and a couple other cars. So every time I had a visitor, they're like, oh my God, you bought a Bugatti Veyron. I'm like, what's the big deal about a Bugatti Veyron? So I did some research, and after looking at this car for months and months, sitting in front of my desk, I ended up buying my own Veyron in 2011. It's crazy to think I ended up buying my buddy's Bugatti, that the same car that originally inspired me about the brand. So anyway, I thought I should share this story with you guys. All right, now I gotta go make more money because I wanna buy more Bugattis. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be safe, be well, and make sure you subscribe and like the video. See you guys next week.
You don't want to watch it go?
Who wants to watch their Bugatti go? That's a sad moment. I'm gonna go keep busy behind my computer and buy some new properties. So I sold this for 40.7 million 2 years ago. So I made about close to $12 million. Residential investors work longer hours for lower returns compared to commercial real estate investors. Contrarian Academy helps residential investors successfully acquire their first commercial property in 6 months or less. There is a lot of pockets of opportunity where you can take great real estate that's located in great location and repurpose it. While one state, for example, Houston, that's heavily invested in oil and gas industry is experiencing a recession, you may have another state like California experiencing the economic boom. You don't really have to wait for a global economic recession to jump out and invest your money and buy real estate. Apply now by clicking the link below.